You guys are watching Bad Witch Books, and I'm Paco. So today we're going to be doing the mid-year book freakout tag. I have done this video 4 years now. This is my 4th year on YouTube, and the second video I ever filmed was the mid-year freakout tag. Usually I post this video in June, but I decided to wait till June was over to post this, so we are now posting this, of course, in July. So, if you don't know what the mid-year freakout tag, it is a tag that was created a long time ago. This is one of the oldest videos I can think of that's been, that's persisted videos that have remained on BookTube. And it's just like a check-in point. It answers questions about, your favorites of the year, how your year's going, and that. So, this year I've read about 60 books, so I am halfway of my goal of 120. So, we are doing relatively good. So let's get to it, shall we? I have my notebook here with the questions. So, the first question is, best book of 2024 so far? And for me, that is A Cruel Thirst. I read the arc of this. This is out December 17th. This book is by Angela Montoya. This follows Carolina, who is a vampire huntress who wants to make her family proud and prove that she can do it even though she's a girl. And Laszlo, who is a freshly turned vampire who hates vampires and wants to end vampirism. And this is a fun Mexican-inspired fantasy. Romantasy vibes. The couple is perfect. I loved it. I highly recommend it when this book comes out. But I think this is the best book I've read so far this year. Question is, best sequel you've read so far in 2024? And for me, that would be A Curse of True Love by Stephanie Garber. I am counting this as the best sequel I've read so far because I think this is my favorite book in the trilogy. While the two duologies are fun, not good, I actively enjoyed this one. So this is my favorite. This is the third and final book in Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, which follows Evangeline, who, after making a deadly deal with one of the Fate, the Heartless Prince, I think his name is, she is sent to the Northern Kingdom, and shenanigans ensue. But I really enjoyed this third book that wrapped up the trilogy. Question is the newest release that you have not read yet that you're most excited to. And while there are a bunch of ones that could fit, the top one on the top of my head right now is The Sin on Their Bones by Laura R. Simonti. This is a debut novel, and it is set in a Jewish and folklore-inspired 19th century Eastern Europe. This queer dark fantasy debut pits two estranged husbands and a daring spy master on opposite sides of a civil war. I have heard great things about this. This sounds intriguing. I am very excited to get into this book. And I love a good queer fantasy. And inspired by magic and stuff like that. I love it. It's most anticipated release for the second half of the year. And while Cruel Thirst would have been one of them, the number one pick, of course, is Celestial Monsters by Aiden Thomas. This is the sequel to Sunbear Trials. Aiden Thomas, who is my favorite author's newest release. This comes out September 5th, I believe. And this is the follow-up, like I said, to Sunbear Trials, which follows Theo, who is the son of the Dios of Birds, Quetzal. And he is chosen to compete in the Sunbear Trials to bring back the sun, even though he is classed as a jade and not a gold, which are the ones that are usually enter the competition. And I really enjoyed book one. I will be reading it this month, and I'm very excited to get to book two. And I've got an arc. This is I could die happy now that I have this arc. The next question is biggest disappointment. Now, this book I did not hate, but I did not love as much as I was really hoping to. So I'm going to preface with that before certain people, princesses, should come for me. And that is A Tempest of Tea by Hassa Faisal, which I enjoyed this book. I gave it 3 stars. But after reading her duology, which I loved, especially We Free the Stars. I loved We Free the Stars. I was hoping I was going to love A Tempest of Tea, but I just liked it. So I'm going to continue as a series, but I was disappointed with this one. So if you did not know, A Tempest of Tea follows Arturi, who is she owns this tea shop by day, but at night it is a blood diner for vampires, as she is forced to pull a heist on the kingdom. And it's inspired by Peaky Blinders, and it's got some Arthurian legend thrown in there. I enjoyed this book, but like I said, I didn't love it, which I was hoping to. The next question is, it's two questions. We're going to do it one, of course, but they kind of go into each other. So the biggest surprise of the year for me, I think, would have to have been An Education in Malice by Ebsy Gibson. This book is a Carmilla retelling, but it's a dark academia Carmilla retelling. So it follows Carmilla and Laura, who are going to a all-women's academy in Massachusetts. It's like the 1900s, I believe. And they are get involved with a teacher. There's vampires, and it's sapphic, and I really enjoyed this book. I thought I was going to like this book. I did not know this was going to be my first 5-star of the year, so that's why I was surprised. But, yeah, I really enjoyed this. The prose were amazing. The character work was fun. It was messy, and I love vampires, so this is probably the year of the vampire for me, actually, because I have been reading a lot of good vampire books this year. This and Cruel Thirst, top reads. All right. Next question. And the next question is newest favorite author, like an author that's a debut or new to you. And the answer, which is a part 2 to the first question, would have to be Ebsy Gibson. This book is Evocation, but this is the other book I read by Ebsy Gibson, and I absolutely love this. Both of the books I read by Ebsy Gibson this year have been 5-star books, so Ebsy Gibson has skyrocketed to my top author list. I really enjoyed this. This book right here is about David, who is a medium, who is like a prodigy. He's been a prodigy since he was a child, and one day he kind of has an interaction with a demon that goes poorly, and he goes to his ex for help, his ex-boyfriend for help, and his ex-boyfriend's wife, and shenanigans ensue. And I just really enjoyed this book. The banter, this is a great character novel. So Ebsy Gibson's writing has made her one of my favorites. I love her novels that I've read. I'm excited to get to Dowry of Blood this year, and she is going to be an auto-buy author. Next question. Is newest fictional crush. And I wouldn't say this is much of a fictional crush. I change this to like favorite love interest or anything like that. And the top one that came to my head was from the Throne of the Fallen, Levi, or Envy. I really enjoyed his cocky attitude, his banter with Carmilla, I believe her name is in this one. Yeah, Camilla. I enjoyed his banter with her and just the way he would tease her. I really enjoyed him as a character, so I think he is like newest fictional crush or newest like favorite love interest is who I really enjoyed in this novel. So, if you didn't know, this book is a spin-off of the Kingdom of the Wicked trilogy. This book follows Envy, the deadly prince of Envy, as he is forced into this competition, and he has to end up teaming with painter Camilla. And I really enjoyed this. It was a fun read. Question is newest favorite character, and for me, that would be Lorena from Son of Blood and Ruin by Marcy Lares. I really enjoyed this book. This book is about, it takes place basically in New Spain, so which is Mexico, but it is the time of when Spain was still in control, and it follows Princess Lorena, who by day is a Spanish princess, but by night a masked vigilante and a sorceress who goes by the name Pantera. I really enjoyed her sass, her energy, her just personality. I loved her. She made my top favorite character so far of this half of the year. Highly recommend this fantasy book. It was fun. The next question is a book that made you cry. And for me, that is Beholder by Ryan LaSalada. This book is about Ethan, who basically weird shit has always been happening around him, and one day he's at a party and he's using told to use the bathrooms by a cute guy. The guy he thinks is cute, so he goes to the bathroom and like locks the door or whatever, because that's what the guy tells him. And then he just hears the weirdest sounds all night, and when he wakes up and goes outside in the morning, everybody's dead at the party except for the cute guy he saw, and then he just tries to solve this mystery. But I really enjoyed this, the relationship that develops between Ethan and this cute guy that finds later in the book. So sweet. Like the ending, I was trying not to cry at work because of shit that happened at the ending. I even told the author when I saw him earlier this year at All West. So I really enjoyed this. It was a fun like horror vibe YA novel. Next is a book that made you happy, and that was The Honey Witch by Sydney J. Shields. I really enjoyed this book. If you did not know, is about Marigold, it's Bridgerton meets Halloween Town. Marigold is living this Bridgerton-like lifestyle, and she does not want to get married. She does not, like, find love appealing at all. She'd rather go run in the woods than find a partner, and she finds out that her grandmother is the Honey Witch and needs her to take over as the next Honey Witch to, like, do her job. But the thing is, if she chooses to be a witch, she has to give up the idea of love, and she thinks that's easy until a year later, when she's living on her own now, a cute girl shows up and just fucks everything up. And I really enjoyed this. The world was fun. I just was really happy reading this. It was a perfect spring read, and I recommend this. This was fun. Last question from the mid-year book freakout tag that I have written down is best book adaptation I've seen so far. And before I filmed this video, when I was planning out this video last month, I was like, oh, I don't have an answer for this question. But now I do, because of Monday I watched Bridgerton season 3, and me and Helen binge watched it. We had a fun friend day where we just watched the entire season in one go, and I really enjoyed it. It was fun. I originally, season 1 and 2, could not stand Penelope's ass. I was so irritated with her. But season 3, I, like, stopped hating Penelope and was like, okay, I fuck with you. You cool. We could chill. And I really enjoyed season 3. So that would be my answer for that question. Next two questions are questions I added because I kind of thought they'd be fun to do. And that was best movie I've seen so far and best TV show. And as of this point of the year, the best movie I think I've seen so far was Mean Girls. I can't think of another movie I saw that I enjoyed as much, but it would have to be Mean Girls. I loved Renee Rapp as Regina George. I mean, she killed it on Broadway and she killed it here, so I really enjoyed it. And then for the second question I'm adding is favorite TV show I've watched this year, and it was going to be Hazbin Hotel, but X-Men 97 fucking slapped. This is my channel, so I can cuss. I really enjoyed the show. The character work was fun. They did justice to my girl Storm, which I was worried about when the show was coming out, and I really enjoyed it and can't wait for season 2. So that is the mid-year book freakout tag. If you guys have not done the video, you should if you do videos. If you haven't done the video and you don't do videos, answer the questions down below. If I remember, I will put the questions down in the comments. But yeah, I will see you guys next time, and bye.